Hemanth. Hello.
Hi, Shanti.
So this is your first Azure demo, right? For system admin functions.
Correct.
Right. Yeah, please go ahead with the demo. I'll put on mute.
Sure. Thank you, Shanti. So basically today I'll be walking over some of the Azure portal components and the functionalities and admin work related to those components. Um, so I'll go ahead with the next slide. So there are three ways that we can um, perform activities related to resource group. One is through portal, Azure portal, and second is through bash command, and third would be through the PowerShell scripting. So let's look at the Azure portal first. So Azure portal, basically it's mostly rich UI based navigation where you can create, delete resource groups as per the need. And you can also tag along the subscription uh, IDs along with those resource groups that you create. Here you can see I created one resource group which name as first ris group -rg. So for any resource group, the best practice is to either prefix or suffix the name with rg. That way we can uniquely identify this resource group when we are searching in the search bar. So today we might have only one resource group, but down the line we might be looking at a few hundred resource groups that we'll be searching. So this will uniquely help us identify. And resource group are basically logical containers that allow us to store resources like virtual machines, web server. You can also add an Azure SQL DB. That way we can group them. It's a way of grouping resources. As part of the UI Azure portal, we could see when the resource is created, you could see when the validation has been passed, and you'll also receive a notification on the top right, which says that the resource has been created. And the portal allows us to delete also through the navigation as well. You might see some delay while creating and deleting. This is something expected. Yeah, also, it depends on the complexity of how many resources you're deleting. If the resource group already has existing resources, and it all depends on that count as well. So this is how we can create via Azure portal. Now we have another option, which is through command line, or you could say as bash script. The screen similarly, it's similar to basically our command prompt screen. Here you can see the command I have given is Azure. AZ refers to Azure, and group is basically referring to the resource group, and the command you're giving is a create L -L, which is referring to location. So location of where this resource group will be stored. So basically location can be a physical data center or region, which we can refer to. Ideally, the best practice is to choose the region or location which is geographically close to where we are living. That way the access for data retrieval and resources is faster. So in this case, currently I'm in Canada. I can still use Central Canada, but the East US is geographically close to me. So I chose East US as part of this demo. And I gave a name as CL test, which is command line test -RG again to uniquely identify as a resource group. So after this command, you can see I did receive and JSON response with a status provisioning state as succeeded. So this is one way we can confirm that the resource group has been created. The same you can verify by going back to the portal and searching for this resource group, which is CL test-RG. And as I mentioned, even through command prompt, when you try to create a resource group, you will still have some lag when you are searching for the resource group. So you can give couple of half a minute to basically see those changes being reflected. So this is through bash command, and now we look at PowerShell. So PowerShell, how unique it is one is you can uniquely identify with its background default color, which is blue, and also the command to create a resource group is also little different. So here you basically use the result keyword as you're creating a new resource group. You start with new hyphen Azure resource group, followed by the result key, which is name hyphen name, and the name for the new resource group. So I have given GRP1, which is group 1 hyphen RG as the name, and location I have chosen West US. So these are two mandatory parameters that you have to pass to create a resource group, and it does not require you to have these in sequence. For instance, you can also give location first and name later, or name first or location later. Both ways the command should work for you. In this case, you can see we also received an acknowledgement the group has been created with the provisioning state, but it's not a JSON um, response that you received for the command that you sent. So now we will try to execute the similar scenarios on the portal itself. So let's log into the portal. So we are in the trial version of my Azure portal. This is my account, Hemanth Dev 22, which is linked to the subscription ID. Okay, so first we'll start with creating an resource using the Azure portal. So all you have to do is go to the search bar, find for resource group. So you can see while you type, it's basically listing down some of the names. You can see resource group is already listed. So I'm going to selecting that. And here you have an option on the top toolbox or a navigation menu which says create. So you go ahead and create. So there are some mandatory fields that you are supposed to select before creating resource group, which is subscription. By default, my subscription is Azure subscription 1. So it already selected, so there's no need to change. And you have to give a proper resource group name. It can't be the same that you already created. It has to be different. So I will give, say, uh, portal resource group hyphen RG. Region, it shows East US. So I'll keep it as it is. I'll click now, go ahead and click on review, plus create. You can see there was some delay to show that validation has been passed. Okay, now I click on create. Okay, so I can see the notification that resource has been created, and also in the list of all the resource groups, I can see along with group 1, I'm seeing the new portal that was just created. And similarly here, after creating, you have an option to delete as well. All you have to do is either go into the group portal, the resource portal, and select delete resource group. I'm doing the same. Now at the bottom, it will ask you to enter the name that you want to delete. So I'm going to enter the new resource group that I created, portal-rg. Now you can see the delete button is now enabled. If it's an invalid name, you can see that it wouldn't enable. So it has to be the exact same name. And these names can be case, when you're searching this, case insensitive. For example, I have given portal-rg where P is capital. So if you see, when I try to delete, if I give a small p, it would still accept that. So that means the names are case insensitive. So let me go ahead and delete this portal. Now sorry, I just deleted a resource group that which is named as portal-rg. Okay, so let's close this window. And as you can see, the portal-rg still shows, but now after a few seconds, the resource group has been deleted. So let's try the same creation from bash or CLI script. So this is currently in PowerShell. So I'm switching to bash first. As you can see, it's trying to connect to the Cloud Shell. And once it's connected, you can see the prompt. So now let's give a command, which is Azure group. To create a resource group, you have to provide this command create followed by name -n. So I'm giving bash group -rg. That's a suffix. And you also need a location. So give -l, location say East US, and enter. Okay, you can see you have to look for the provisioning state, which is succeeded. And that is means the group has been created, but on the top in the portal, you don't see it listed. So let's refresh. Now you can see after refresh, bash group is there, right? And now let's go ahead and delete the previously created group, which is grp1rg. So for that, all you have to do is any command in, I think bash starts with AZ, which refers to Azure, followed by it's a group, and you say delete. So for delete, you don't need to provide the location. All you need to provide is just the name, and it should be able to delete. So I'm giving -n, group 1, and resource group. Ask you for a prompt. Do you still want to go ahead? This is just like your prompt window asking yes or no to make sure that you haven't accidentally given a wrong name. So you verify again that it's the right name. You say yes. And now you will see it started and it's running basically to delete the resource group. We'll give a few more seconds. Okay, now the prompt is back. That means the group has been deleted. Let's see any notifications on the top next to the command prompt. Deleted resource group portal. No, we are looking for the latest. So let's close this. Let's refresh again at the resource group. Yeah, I don't see that group anymore. Group 1 is not listed as part of this list. That means it has successfully deleted. So we tried both create and delete. Now let's switch to the PowerShell and try creating a group here as well. So now the crowd shell is connection has been established, and I can see the prompt. So one good part about PowerShell is it has an IntelliSense. That means you don't have to always remember the entire command. While you type, it will be able to help you fill the prompts. So let's say now we are creating a new resource group in PowerShell. So I say new hyphen AZ resource group, and see here it says you can give name and location. So let me this time try location first. Location is, and I'll give a name as Power RG. Let's see. Is it as for yours? Is for your group. Oh, there's a space between hyphen and name, so it's saying there should be space. So I'm gonna try now. Okay, now you can see the result came as success, and you can also see the subscription ID as part of this response, basically telling under which subscription ID this resource group is being tagged, and location details. You can for delete, I think it is remove AZ resource group. Then you don't need the location while deleting. So I give a name and say Power RG. So one along with yes and no, and Power script PowerShell script also gives you one option about suspend. So I haven't explored about suspend yet, but so for now I'm going to go ahead and delete this resource group and say yes. Give it a few seconds. I see Power is still there. For whatever reason, it didn't delete yet. Yeah, so we'll wait for this to come back, but this is how we have three different ways of creating resource and deleting through Portal and Bash and also PowerShell script. So here ends the demo for managing resource group. So
Hemanth, one
yes,
request. Can you show the ChatGPT prompts and scripts also
sure.
for this requirement?
Yes. So
Go to ChatGPT window and write your prompt. You have prepared the prompts, right?
I have the prompts. Yes.
Yes. You can file the prompt. Your
Okay.
as a fresh
From
one and show.
okay, sure. So as part of these commands, there are a few other commands that we can also learn as part of the managing resources or creating VMs. So we have a prompt from ChatGPT that basically helps us come up with this ChatGPT script with all those commands that are needed as part of networks, as part of storage account, and as part of creating virtual machines and managing them. So I have already triggered this prompt, which basically saying I need to work with Azure PowerShell, and please provide a list of commands for Azure admin operations. So that gave me this chat GPT script, basically listing down all those commands that will be helpful to identify and work on those administrative tasks.
Right. So you are done, right? Now the commands execution in the backend, it takes some time to create the resources.
Correct.
Okay. Right. Please stop the recording and we'll close the call for this session.